Welcome back, guys, to the Michael Scott Show. We'll be wrapping up the top 20 wide receivers today and going 11 through 20. I'm just gonna start it off with someone that Hayden and I have at our 11th spot that we talked about last episode, so it shouldn't take too long. But I'm gonna talk about Allen Robinson again, I guess. Again, like, I think he just fits that offense well. He'll get a lot of catches. I don't know about touchdowns and yardage, but he'll definitely probably get at least, 80, 90 catches, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good number.
I'd say right around there.
I would like to see him get more than that, but I feel like with like we talked about yesterday with the whole who's going to be starting quarterback battle and all that, I still think Trubisky's going to get it, but I don't know if Trubisky... Well, I don't know if Nick Foles or Trubisky can really pump out the passes accurately enough to him to make him go over 100. I'd like to see him hit 100. I think he's the kind of receiver that in the right system, he definitely has that ability. But, yeah, I don't know with his quarterbacks over there that they have the ability to help him get there. So, I mean, I feel like 85 to 90 is pretty good number. I could see a little bit less, though, maybe like 75 to 80, somewhere around there. Just because,
yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
Yeah.
I think between 80 and 90 is probably a pretty safe number. I don't think it matters if it's Foles or Trubisky at quarterback. I think they'll both get him like a decent amount.
Same.
With his talent.
Yeah.
He'll be fantasy relevant for sure.
oh, he's definitely fantasy relevant for sure. Like, he could be. Honestly, I think he's good enough and has the ability to be a number one receiver, especially if like those guys are hot. If those quarterbacks, either one of them are hot and like actually hitting him, on time and on the money every time, he's a good receiver, like really good. I mean, he could be a solid one somewhere in the league. I mean,
yeah.
So I'm okay with that. But like, we already talked about him yesterday, so we really don't need to go in too much in depth. Let's go on to number 11.
Your number 11.
Yeah, my number 11 is Amari Cooper. And I feel like, I mean, him or Allen Robinson could swap there, 11-10. I personally feel like Amari Cooper is really solid. And I think his only problem there is his quarterback is trash. I don't like Dak Prescott at all. So I feel like his inconsistencies are the reasoning on why Amari Cooper is not as consistent.
Huh.
Yeah, that's right. Huh. I mean,
there's a reason why they didn't pay him.
Yeah, they didn't pay him.
And they went and got Andy Dalton.
They probably just didn't want to pay the amount he was asking
because he's not that good.
Much.
He's not that good.
I mean, he wanted $40 million a year. Like, no quarterback should get paid $40 million a year except for Patrick Mahomes.
I still don't agree. Patrick Mahomes should get paid $40 million a year, but that's just me. I don't think anybody should get paid $40 million a year. I don't care who you are. That's ridiculous. Pay me some money. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, what I'm saying.
I don't even know.
I mean, I think Amari Cooper is a big time receiver. I mean, I really feel like, he could be getting you touchdowns and yardage at the same exact time. I mean, he's also got the ability to play inside slots, get catches if he has to. I mean, he can get small catches and a lot of catches a game, or he can go for big numbers and touchdowns all game. He has both skill sets. He's very wide ranged. He can have bad games, just like everybody else. But I feel like that's mostly on the quarterback situation. I feel like Dak Prescott's either really hot one day or just really not. And when he's not, he ain't getting the ball downfield to Amari. That's just that's what I say personally. I mean, so
I just know that I saw this stat somewhere off of after the Eagles traded for Slay. Like, Cooper's worst games like often came against like whenever he was matched up with him Slay. Just seeing him twice a year, kind of like it shouldn't weigh in my decision that much, but like.
Well, I mean, anybody going against a good corner is gonna typically struggle a little more. I mean,
but like his I'll like have to pull up his numbers exactly, but I want to say that like it's like under like he averages under 2 catches a game, I think, against them. I'm gonna go look it up though.
But I mean, that might not just all be on the fact that you're putting a lot of that on that. He's got to have the ball thrown to him. I mean, he's getting 2 catches a game. How many targets is he getting a game in those games? I mean, is he only getting 2 or 4 targets a game? Like, he's not getting 12 and catching 2. You know what I mean? So, like, it's one of those things where, like, at the same time, they're putting pressure on him, causing Dak Prescott not to have time to throw to Cooper. I mean, he's going to go down and go over to Galladay, or not Galladay, what's his name? Gallup, on that sense. So, I mean, that argument, I feel like, isn't really that valid unless he's getting a lot of targets, which I don't think is going to be a lot of targets in that situation.
Slay was on the Lions last year, right? They just traded him this offseason. Yeah, so against the Lions last year, Amari Cooper was targeted 8 times and had 3 receptions for 38 yards.
Yeah, so what's that, like 36%? Something like that? 40%? Yeah. So, I mean, like, that's not a horrible catch rate, I mean, when you're going against a good receiver, or a good corner, I mean, like, he's going against, in my opinion, Slay's a top 10 corner in the league. I mean, like,
yeah, easily.
So, I mean, you know, in that sense, he's not really having a horrible game. You get what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter though. Like, that'll transition into fantasy as a not stellar game, and he'll have to have two of those that you're pretty much locking in as like under 10 points like a game.
No, I get
right
you.
there.
I get you. I
And
mean,
and that really hurts your fantasy team if you have him as like a high end too. I feel like there's just some guys I would rather have that would be more guaranteed, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I get that what you're saying, but I'm saying, like, any receiver going against a top corner is bound to have a bad game or two. I mean, it's not like every single time he plays against Slay, he's just horrible. I mean, he's only played against him a few times. I mean, it's not like every single time he's played him, he's just all of a sudden getting 3 catches off of 12 or 8 or whatever.
This is one of those times where I think I'd have to check the Cowboys schedule now and see who else they play.
I mean, I feel like he's definitely
he struggles against good talent, like more so than the other like elite wide receivers, I guess.
I don't know about that. I mean, I feel like Amari Cooper has a lot of potential there.
I mean, you don't see like Michael Thomas like struggling against elite corners, or like Devontae Adams struggle, or Hopkins for that matter. Like, I just don't think his he's in that like elite tier. Like,
I mean, I just don't. I can't sit there and say that none of those other guys struggle against elite corners. Like, that's not true. I mean, if you go look at the numbers, they might not be as big of a drop, but I bet you when they're playing against, like, just run it back a couple years, when Richard Sherman was in his prime, you didn't want to throw to Richard Sherman's side. It just wasn't a thing. You did not want to throw there. So anybody that went against him, it didn't matter who was in the league, you didn't want to throw to Richard Sherman's side. So they got less targets, and I mean, they might have still caught some passes on him, but you're not getting the same amount of targets when you're going against an elite corner. And that's because of the fact that you're more fearful of that corner than you are of your receiver not being able to catch it. I mean, like, if he doesn't catch it, it's going to be a chance for an interception, like, every single time. So I feel like elite corners put more stock in against elite receivers than I do the other way around. I mean, I don't care if I have Devontae Parker Devontae Adams.
It still hurts the fantasy player, though.
I mean, I don't care if I have Julio Jones, Devontae Adams, or Michael Thomas. If I'm going against the number one corner every single time, I'm going to have less faith in them catching that ball every single time. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not a thing. Like, they're not going against the pushovers of the league. I mean, if you're going against the Byron Joneses and the freaking Darius Slays and those guys, I mean, you're going to be playing good competition. You're going to have less catches. I mean, that's just how it is. So, like I said, I feel like part of it goes both ways for sure. I put more stock in the corners always over the receivers, but I don't feel like that should take away Amari Cooper's standpoint. I feel like Amari Cooper, he has very productive games. I feel like, yeah, he's up and down, but I feel like that also comes off quarterback play. So, I mean, are you really saying that Dak Prescott's that good that it's not Dak Prescott's fault?
I don't think that's Dak's fault.
I mean, I don't think Dak really had any like bad games last year. He finished as like the quarterback like 3 or 4.
Was it 3?
Yeah.
In what?
Yeah. He was like a top 5 quarterback for sure.
He had like 5,000 passing yards last year, 30 touchdowns, and like 11 interceptions.
Yeah.
And how many? So how many of those yardage went to Amari? Over 1,000.
Like right at 1,000.
I thought it was like 1,200, 1,100, like somewhere around there.
I don't think
That
high.
He was the number one receiver on that team.
He was at
but...
okay. He was at 1,190, so almost 1,200.
Yeah, so almost 1,200 yards. How many touchdowns?
8.
So out of his 30 touchdowns, he had a third of them almost by himself. Out of his 5,000 yards, he had. He's a big time receiver on that offense, and he's just going to get bigger on that offense. They just paid him. They're going to continue giving him the ball. I mean, I really don't feel like his stock went down from last year. And personally, where I have him ranked, no, not at all. No.
Even with CeeDee Lamb there.
No, like I don't think a rookie's coming in and taking Amari Cooper's job. They just paid him for a reason.
I think he'll take targets away from.
Yeah, I don't think
everyone.
he'll take his job, but I can see so just to kind of give like a different perspective. I don't look at Dak as a bad quarterback at all. I think he's actually like above average.
I'm not saying Dak's horrible. I'm just saying he's not the most accurate quarterback in the league. They throw some wild passes sometimes.
Yeah.
But
there's just too much for me personally on that offense that I think is going to take away from.
I think that whole offense is going to take away from itself. Like everybody on that team, there's a lot of weapons there. But I think the one that stands out for the receivers is Amari Cooper for sure. I
think he's the best of the 3, but I have him down at 14.
Yeah, I have him at 15, I think.
Yeah, see, I just don't see his production really dropping that much. Like, I definitely could see him being in the top 10 if he has a really good year. I feel like he has that potential for sure. So
I think there is upside there.
Yeah, I'm totally okay with taking him like end of the second round. Maybe even going into a little bit to the beginning of the third, but I wouldn't let him drop past that at all.
I'd probably take him in the 4th, but he's not gonna be there.
No, especially not with me there. I'm taking him way before that. All right, let's move on before we get way into depth with this because the Cowboys roster is nutty.
Would you ever rather have Teddy Bridgewater thrown to your wide receiver 1 or Dak Prescott?
The fact that you're even thinking about this is disgusting.
I'm gonna go Teddy Bridgewater.
All right.
Oh my. All right, moving on.
I honestly feel like Dak Prescott's going to be a free agent next year.
Might be.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think he's going to get the money.
That would be a really stupid.
I feel like it's gonna be stupid on his part though. honestly.
No, he'll.
No, he got offered $30 million this year. He got offered $33.3 million this year per year, and he turned it down. He turned it down
somewhere else. He's gonna get that contract.
That's my point. He's gonna get that contract everywhere, and that's fine. But he's turning down $33 million a year because he feels like he's a $40 million man.
Okay, yeah, that's probably dumb, but that doesn't affect.
I don't feel like Jerry Jones is gonna go, oh yeah, fine, we're just gonna pay him $40 million this year. Screw it, we'll just go. No, he's way too greedy with his money, and he's like, go to free agent, bro. Like whatever, you're not worth it.
And then then I don't even know where he'd sign.
That's what I think. Where's he gonna sign at? I don't see a lot of teams that need him.
Well, not now, but once the year happens, yeah.
Carolina's got freaking Teddy B, and he's gonna ball out this year. So.
No, he's not.
He'll find himself as a backup somewhere.
Moving on.
Yeah.
I have Calvin Ridley at number 12.
Ooh, I like that. I don't have Calvin Ridley on my list, but it's just barely not on my list. But I could see it. Like everybody at this point. On a side note, before we get into it, everybody from basically 12 down, there's only about 3 names on my list that I have to literally say are locked in there. I could see any of these other guys flex in and out. So, and if I say I like that move and have them just out of it, it means literally that I almost put them in here. Like, Calvin Ridley, I looked at him like 10 times and was just like, I got nowhere to stick him in. So that was the problem I had. You know what I mean? So this really, we could have honestly did a top 25 in receivers because there's just so many of them.
There is. Yeah.
So on the same point, everybody understands that like if I'm not saying he's bad because he didn't make my top 20. I'm saying there's too many of receivers that are good.
That's true. Yeah, Calvin Ridley. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had him last year, and it was kind of a slow start to the season, I would say.
Yeah. I had him.
Obviously, he has the monster that is Julio on the other side of him, taking a lot of targets.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping that this year Ridley will get more. He only had like 90 targets last year, had 63 receptions. So I mean, he always, he gets like a lot of safe passes. I think it's kind of like short slant type passes.
No, I mean,
I think he's going to have a high reception rate, and if he gets more targets, I think he could easily break like top 15.
Yeah, no, Calvin Ridley is very solid.
Gone.
Yeah, very solid.
That's true. And Austin Hooper's gone.
Yeah, my boy. Shout out Dave LaSalle.
But what I like about Ridley is it kind of gives that yin and yang on that offense. I mean, like you got Julio, the big target, big body, go get it anytime you want to pass, throw it up there, jump ball, he's got it. Big time receiver, time receiver all day. And then you've got your quick speed burner.
Debo Samuel type guy.
You got the guy that can either hit your slants for you underneath route and get them quick, or somebody that can float over the top and just snag it. I mean, and that just it's like the perfect yin and yang system. So that's why I think Calvin Ridley works so well in that offense. And I really just see him producing like more and more as time goes on. And like,
I think Todd Gurley being there, that could help open up some play action stuff for him too.
Yeah, especially if Todd's serviceable to where like they actually have to be if you actually have to like read Todd now again, like actually pay attention to Todd again. That whole offense is just another dynamic.
Explodes,
I mean, it's going to be insane.
The Ravens would be like Rams 2017 offense.
Yeah, the Falcons will have this. The Falcons will have basically a rebirth to a chance to actually make playoff waves. I mean, if Todd's healthy and making waves, because they'll have a dual threat, receiver situation with them too, and then you got Todd Gurley back there. It'd just be so much power. I mean, it's gonna be kind of scary, honestly. So I like Calvin Ridley there. I mean, I could definitely see a lot of big plays from that. Who do you have at 12 though, Scott?
I have this one's kind of a gonna scratch some heads here, but I got T.Y. Hilton here.
Ooh, another guy I don't have in my top 20, but my more reason I don't have him in my top 20 is the same factor I was talking about yesterday. He's getting more injury prone, and he's getting up there in age to where I'm just like, man, I like T.Y., but
yeah. For me, this is definitely his make or break year.
Yeah, this is it for him right here. If he doesn't break back out this year and have like another good year, I really feel like he's not gonna. It's gonna be a lot of downhill. As well. Like the guys I have under him are Juju, Keenan Allen. I would much rather have. I would probably draft those guys because those guys are gonna be a lot more safe in my opinion. But just having Phillip Rivers at quarterback is such I think that's a bonus
upgrade.
For him. Yeah, I think that's a
huge
bonus
upgrade over Jacoby.
No, you say that, but I don't really feel like Jacoby Brissett really played that bad last year for his first year as a starting quarterback and all that.
Throw it down.
Well, T.Y. was also banged up last year. I mean,
yeah, T.Y. only played 10 games last year.
So it's one of those things where T.Y. is banged up, which is your number one receiver. You're basically, I know he's been in the league for 4 or 5 years in Brissett. But this is really his chance. Like, it feels like he's a rookie basically while they're watching him, because he had a couple games in New England where he started for Tom Brady when he had that whole suspension for 4 games or whatever.
Yeah.
But other than that, this man hasn't started a game in the NFL other than that. I mean, so it's like one of those things where you're basically watching his first chance. I mean, and I didn't feel like he did horrible with it really at all. I mean, I feel like he has potential there. I just feel like the banged up offensive, on the receivers end there, and Marlon Mack being injured. I mean, there's so much hurt there that
there's a lot of injuries.
It's kind of hard for him to do it all on himself, and he got injured at one point. I mean, so like it was a pretty bad year for the Colts in that sense. So I mean, I could see T.Y. breaking back out and having a good year, but I mean, like I said. It's been a couple years in a row with him. It's been a couple years in a row with him where he's been kind of injured and banged up. So I'm a little skeptical.
if he stays healthy, he should have a pretty
And I believe he's
a good year.
29 this year, I think. So
He is 30 right now. Yeah.
30 right now. So I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's up there in
Big
age,
trio.
and he's been banged up last couple years. It's tough to say he's gonna be a top 20 receiver. I mean, I don't mind it though. I think T.Y. Hilton has showed in the past where he's got the potential to be there. I mean, for sure. So
Yeah, I don't mind it
I-
either. I think he could definitely, go back to that point. Like, let's say if 2018 was the year that he missed 6 games and then he came back and played like 14 or 15, I think I'd be a lot higher on him than
Yeah.
him coming off of a big injury this year.
yeah,
Yeah, was it his hamstring? Sure.
I'm not sure. I think it might have been. Was that at the
Something-
beginning?
If it's
of
something
the-
muscular, then I'm not that worried. But if it's like a structural thing, then
I don't even know when that was. November?
I think
Yeah.
it was early. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was in November.
So, but yeah. So I mean, like I said, I'm not mad about that pick at all. I think it's a good
Yeah,
solid.
I'm not either.
It's a good spot for him, especially if he does
I
break
might have
into.
to drop him though. Probably when draft time comes, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of safer options out there. I think.
It's one of those things where like he is. If he is gonna be healthy this year and have a good year, I like him inside the top 15 for sure. Like if he's healthy and you can tell after week 1 or 2 that he's gonna have a good year, he's definitely
Yeah.
a top 15 receiver. So it makes sense. But
Yeah.
I mean, we'll know week 1 or 2 how he's looking if he's gonna be in that
And
position.
just how that offense looks
Yeah,
too.
I mean, because Rivers could honestly, like you saw he do with Keenan Allen, Rivers could honestly just sit there and target his best receiver all day, and that could be T.Y. Hilton for sure.
Yeah, and that's
So,
lucrative.
Yeah,
player.
and Ty is such a big pass catcher, like underneath
Yeah.
routes and all that, to where he can have an enormous amount of catches. Maybe not a lot of touchdowns or yardage on the top side, but an enormous
he'll
amount
have
of catches.
a lot of yardage
I mean,
too. Like
So-
I had him in that Andrew Luck like breakout year. He would some games have like 12 catches, like 150 yards. Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
absolutely monster.
Ty is pretty good. So I'm going with the catch, the guy from they got traded to the Bills here, Stephon Diggs, number 12 here.
That's your number 12?
Yeah, the catch, man, against the Saints, the catch.
That's not. I mean, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I got the reference.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Stephon Diggs has had a very solid career at this point. I feel like this is going to be one of the better years for him. Now he's under a new quarterback situation, which they desperately needed an actual like whiteout. I mean, like the Bills, like Josh Allen hasn't showed his potential to be a super accurate quarterback yet. And I feel like it's because he hasn't had any receivers that can actually go get the ball. You know what I mean? And Stephon Diggs can bring that to the table. I mean, he'll go up, play the receiver, play the corner, get the ball, and just keep going. I mean, he's got great hands, good vertical, and he's got good speed. I feel like he's a very solid receiver, especially at this position. A 12 down, I feel like he could be looking at big numbers this year. And I think if Josh Allen can just show he's got the ability there, that Bills offense can be pretty nasty. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Allen has the ability. I actually like him a lot. I don't really mind the pick at all.
I'm just skeptical about a new receiver in a new offense.
Yeah, Diggs had 1,000-yard seasons the last 2 seasons. Before that, he wasn't very good, but maybe it was the Vikings offense. I don't know.
I feel like it's less of just the Vikings offense, but more of like he finally started breaking out. And I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't look at Diggs and say, man, he's just a system receiver. I mean, when I look at him,
I don't think so.
I feel like he's a
Yeah,
playmaker for sure.
Yeah, he is very talented.
So
Yeah, super athletic.
yeah,
talented.
so and with the cannon that Josh Allen has, now that he has an actual playmaker out there, like I think his best receiver last year was John Brown and then Cole Beasley. I mean,
Yeah.
John Brown has definitely not been as good as he was earlier in his career. I feel like his numbers have been dwindling a little bit.
He had a career year. last
Catches,
year.
yes.
And in yardage, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I think that comes off of the fact that he had a higher amount of catches. I'm saying like he had bigger numbers. Like he was more of a playmaker back then. Now he's more of a possession receiver. It seems like he catches a lot of more inside routes and all
Well,
that.
I think
he's lost
had
a
to.
step. He's lost a step. He doesn't have the burnerness anymore, and that's what I'm saying. But he's also 30. So I mean, it's one of those things where John Brown's getting up there in age as well, where he's not as quick as he was 4 or 5 years ago. So this is how it goes. So, dude, we all had different 12s. That's a first for me.
Yeah.
That's a first for me. So who wants to start number 13?
I will, because you love this player.
So it's Juju. I like it.
You'll be happy. Yeah, I have Juju Smith.
Favorite receiver in the league.
At my 13.
It's my favorite receiver in the league.
Oh, I know it is.
Like, I love Juju, man. Great player. I was so disappointed last year. And as bad as you actually have him ranked higher than I do, though, because I have him at 14. So, it's a little
So
disappointing.
are you really a fan? Probably not.
It's just, I had Keenan Allen, too, and I was just like...
I have Keenan Allen at 14.
I had Keenan Allen at 13. I looked at both of them, and I was going to put Keenan Allen at 14, but then I thought, I feel like Keenan Allen has showed more to be a number 13 than Juju's only had 2 years, and 1 year just wasn't that good. You mean? So...
Yeah.
I think that 1 year wasn't that good. Really wasn't his fault.
It's not his
I
fault
think
at all.
just-
It's not his fault at all.
Yeah, Doc Hodge is throwing the football to him for a few
No,
games.
it wasn't his fault at all, and I really feel like the quarterback situation there is fixed. So Juju
Are you
at
talking
13
about his rookie year or this past year?
This
this
year.
past year.
Past year was with
I mean-
Mason Rudolph
Yeah.
I mean,
having to worry
in
about
all honesty,
Yep,
I don't feel like
here.
Mason Rudolph was horrible. And I mean, I don't feel like Mason Rudolph was
he was
horrible.
pretty bad.
I feel like
honestly.
there's potential there, but I don't think he's ready to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like,
Yeah.
he got kind of threw in the fire right there, and just I feel like he has the ability to work into something if a spot ever opens up 4 or 5 years down the line where he actually has a chance at it. But I really feel like he's going to be a career backup, which kind of sucks because I feel like he has the intangibles to become a starting quarterback. He just needs the time to actually develop it. But in this league, that don't happen. But other than that, Juju literally saw such a drop in, everything last year. And it was just the fact that his quarterbacks were wildly inaccurate. They could not get the ball to him in any of the spots he needed it. He wasn't even usable last year in fantasy. Like, it was horrible.
He had 42 receptions.
Yeah, it was absolutely horrible, the production levels we got out of Juju last year. But like I said, I'm not putting that on him. Like, I'm putting that on the fact that they could not throw to him. I mean, he had 4 different quarterbacks throwing to him over the year. I mean, that should never happen. I mean, that should just never be a thing. I mean...
Yeah, I was like some 2016 DeAndre Hopkins type of thing.
Like, when Big Ben went down, I was like, oh crap! The stock I had in Juju was just like, well, that's
I said oh crap too because that was my quarterback.
Yeah, and then when Mason Rudolph came in, I was like, okay, this ain't gonna be horrible. And then Mason Rudolph gets injured, and I'm like, okay, at this point, Juju's useless. I mean,
I think I dropped Juju in our league. I think, or did I trade him?
I think you traded him, and then I traded for him, and then I had to trade him too.
Oh, that's right. I traded it Juju and Austin Eckler.
I think I
David
traded.
Johnson.
Didn't I trade? Didn't I trade Juju to you, Hayden? At the end of the year?
No.
Hayden
I don't
picked him
think
up.
so.
I think. I think
Maybe.
Hayden.
I might have picked him up or something.
No, I thought in that
Wait,
Tyreek Hill trade, I gave you Juju as one of the pieces.
Not that I remember, but I guess it's possible.
I mean, it wasn't like something you wanted, but it was just me like throwing in to sweeten the pot.
Yeah.
Oh no! I traded him to Josh for. I traded Kettle and Juju for Cup. That's what I traded. Yeah. Well, it was something else in that trade, but it was Kettle, Juju, and something else for Cup. Yeah, I remember that now. And then Cup got injured on me.
So
Well, after I traded him to you, I
as
traded him to you, and then Cup got injured on you, actually.
yeah. As far as Juju goes, I don't actually have him in my top 20. Simply because I don't really trust him at this point. Like, I've only seen one good year from him, and as far as I know, that could be just a result of having Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, and Lev Bell all on the same offense.
Well,
I mean,
some-
true.
Someone like Brown's taking that much
Lev Bell.
attention. He was on the team with Lev Bell his rookie year.
Yeah.
Oh, his rookie year. I thought
Yeah.
you meant his sophomore year.
Yeah, no.
'Cause
I guess he
he
broke
did
out
out
his sophomore year.
sophomore year with.
But when
Bell.
someone like AB's taking like that much attention away, I think Juju kind of got to be like, kind of hidden for a lot of his games,
Yeah.
not the main focus of attention. And I don't know how he's gonna take that wide receiver one role and like have to go up
That's
against.
I
corners
get
week
that.
to week.
I get that. But there's no way I'm not putting him in my top 15. It just wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
Juju's my boy. I mean, like seriously, like one of my favorite receivers in the game. Quit messing with your camera. It looked way better when it was lower. God. Weirdo over here. All right, so I have Keenan Allen at 13, and I feel like it's the only reason he's at for 13 is the fact that he's a rookie quarterback. I feel like honestly, I mean, I hope
He might not even have
Oh
a
my God.
rookie quarterback.
he's not. Herbert's not losing to
Hang on.
Tyrod. Like
Tyrod wasn't a bad quarterback. He very well might be.
he's not losing to Tyrod. Okay,
But
so
you
in that
don't know
sense-
that.
Okay, listen. Here's what I do know. He's not losing to Tyrod. You saw my shirt yesterday. You saw that Oregon Duck shirt. Okay, I watched all the games.
Yeah, he's
Coming out of college, he already has a better arm than Tyrod Taylor. He's not losing to him. I mean, it's
There's more to
absolutely.
being a quarterback in the NFL than having a good arm.
It's not just a good arm. He's just better all around. He's more accurate than Tyrod Taylor. He has better skill sets than Tyrod
see
Taylor.
how
He's
he
a better
does against
quarterback than Tyrod
NFL.
Taylor. Now, if you want to say running
NFL.
back, obviously Tyrod Taylor's a better running back than him, but he's not a better quarterback than him. Okay?
See how he does against NFL competition.
Oh my God, I hate you so much sometimes.
He played in the Pac-12.
Oh my God, aren't you a Pac-12 fan? Like, weren't you?
No,
What's your team
I
then?
know. I don't have a college team.
Okay, so
I guess Alabama because a kid.
you're an Alabama fan.
Because a kid from
You're
my
done.
area
No, you're done. You're done talking. You're done talking.
goes there.
You're done talking. You live in California with USC
Yeah.
and Cal Berkeley and all those teams, UCLA,
Screw-
and
screw
you're
those
an Alabama fan. No,
Screw
nah,
Screw
no,
those schools, dude.
nah, fam. You're done talking about college teams. Okay, I just saying here, Keenan Allen is definitively, with a good quarterback, a top 10 receiver. Like, that's just my opinion. Like, he's really good. But I feel like with the rookie quarterback or the running back throwing him the ball, one of the two, he's just not going to be as, he's not going to be as big as he's been in the past. I mean, his
Scott,
numbers.
was this your number 13?
This is my
This
13.
is his.
I feel like Keenan Allen's going to drop a little bit in his receiving numbers.
Yeah.
And that's going to cause him just not to be as friendly to pick up in our leagues.
I think he'll still get a good amount of catches. Just not a lot of yards.
I honestly feel like his catches are going to go down. I mean, I feel like his yards are going to go down for sure, but I feel like his catches are going to go down.
Second in the league, and I think he had over 100 last year.
Yeah,
so
I think he had
Yeah.
109 or 105 or something like that. I really see that falling probably to
80.
80.
90.
Yeah, 80,
Yeah.
90, somewhere around
Yeah.
there. I mean, so, but I think that with that, he's going to lose a couple hundred yardage and probably 4 or 5 touchdowns. I mean, so, like, I see.
He really didn't have a lot of touchdowns last year.
I see a lot of. I mean, I'm seriously like 1 to 2 touchdowns on the season is what I'm guessing. Maybe 3.
I think
No
it'd be
way.
like 4, 3 or 4, 5
I mean,
maybe.
You guys have no faith in the Chargers offense. Or
No.
the Chargers in general.
No,
You're
not
right.
really, not really.
I have faith in the Chargers defense because I
Yeah.
watched that game against the Packers.
Yeah, so because of that, that's why I'm at 13. Only reason I kept him above Juju was I just feel like from what we saw from Juju last year and what we saw from Keenan last year, I'm going to give the nod to Keenan over that. But in reality here, I could see him falling a little further than 13. So,
Yeah, I have Keenan Allen at 18.
Yeah, see,
I mean, not sorry, 15.
yeah, I could see him
I have him
falling
at
to the
15,
15 or
so,
16 area.
It's
so.
not really that far off. I share a lot
Yeah.
of what you just said.
Yeah.
I agree.
See, thank you. Finally, some agreements over here.
Yeah,
Not getting called crazy all day by Scott.
Yeah,
I don't know
'cause
what your
takes
14th
are-
pick is, Wicked, but you're wrong.
Juju. It's Juju.
Who's your 13, Hayden?
My 13 is DJ Moore. We talked about him last episode.
Okay.
Yeah, because you had him at like 8 or something like that. I mean,
Me? No, Scott did.
Yeah, Scott. Scott had him like 8 or
I have him
7.
at 9. Relax.
He had him pretty high. So the same thing about that whole situation. Like recap that whole thing. I don't feel like he's going to be that high, and I don't have him on my list, but I barely don't have him on my list. I had him at 16 at one point. So, like, I'm okay with the DJ Moore moves there and saying he's going to be productive. I just feel like the same kind of argument we were just talking about with the Cowboys having so many weapons, I feel like they have a lot of weapons. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, and Curtis Samuel. I just feel like there's so much there.
I don't think.
I mean,
you can compare those to the Cowboys' weapons, though.
I mean, I'm not saying the Cowboys' weapons are any worse, but I mean, hey.
No, the Cowboys' weapons are way, way, way better. Like,
not according to
years-
you, because
years
not
above.
according to you. You have DJ Moore at 9, and you don't have Amari Cooper in your
From
top
a
20.
talent. I'm
So,
talking from a talent.
according to
perspective,
you,
not-
you just completely changed your argument
No,
there.
I'm not talking. Fan, I'm talking
No,
about
I
talent.
feel like for sure the
Just
three
ignoring
receivers,
my
the
argument.
3 receivers compared to the same receivers over there for sure. I think and running back for running back, you're talking about the number 1 to the number 3 running back. I definitely feel like they compare. The only place you're trying to start an argument at is quarterback, and I don't. And like I said earlier, I feel like Teddy B is a better quarterback than Prescott. So in the same sense, it's the same argument.
I don't want to like. I know you think I pick on you or whatever. I don't want to like argue with everything you say, but just throw it out there to the people watching. Dak Prescott's worst year in his career is better than Teddy's whole season.
I'm not.
And that was
I
with-
mean, I might
And
be
yards,
wild.
touchdowns, interceptions.
I might be wild with thinking that, okay, and that's fine, and I'm okay with that, and I own that. But I live in Oklahoma, and I hate the Cowboys.
That's fair.
So, like, I'm gonna sit there and say he's horrible because he's asking for $40 million, and he's not that good.
Who was Carolina's third receiver that you mentioned?
Curtis Samuel,
Samuel.
Who was the second?
Robbie Anderson.
Oh,
Like-
that's right. I forgot they signed him.
Robbie Anderson's the number 1 receiver coming from the
I
Jets,
think
who
that's.
was pretty
I honestly
serviceable.
kind of agree. I think that's comparable to.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Scott. Or
Dude,
To the
Faden.
Cowboys
Lauren
offense.
Cooper, Michael Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely
No.
Yes, it
There's
is.
not
Okay,
even close.
okay. So according to you, you have DJ Moore at 9. Where do you have?
Okay.
Where do you? No. Answer the question. Answer the question. Where do you have Amari Cooper?
Okay, that's not fair to talk about fantasy finish.
I'm not talking
terms
about.
of, like,
I'm talking
talent.
about
Yeah,
talent.
but I'm saying
talking
in that
about
sense,
talent.
he feels like
You're
DJ
putting
Moore
work
is
in.
higher in talent levels than he does
No,
Amari
I
Cooper.
don't. Fantasy production just does not equate to talent. It's
Well, if you're
direct
gonna
talent.
say DJ Moore is more valuable in fantasy ways, and then saying he's more consistent, because you're saying Amari Cooper is not consistent, then essentially you're saying he has the ability to be a bigger receiver than Amari Cooper, essentially. So if that's
No,
what you're saying,
that's not at all what I'm saying.
I feel like it completely is. Okay, but either way,
No.
I feel like Amari Cooper and DJ Moore are pretty close to the playing field on who's a better receiver in that sense. I feel like I feel like Gallup and Robbie Anderson definitely could wash out there. I feel like Robbie Anderson could be a bigger factor than most people see, and Gallup is definitely going to be a serviceable receiver, so that's fine there. Both of them are mid-20s. I think 21 to 25, both of them. Curtis Samuel is going to be better than CeeDee Lamb, and I'll bet your life on it. Curtis Samuel's already did way more than what I think CeeDee Lamb's going to come in the first 2 league years and do. So, I mean, like, I don't see that even being, like, a thing. So, Curtis Samuel already gets the nod there over the rookie receiver. Like, 100%.
Over the number 2 rookie receiver in the class.
He can be number 2 all he wants. I mean,
I don't think Curtis Samuel's that good in my opinion.
I don't think you know who Curtis Samuel is then.
I do. Yeah, what are his
he had a
numbers?
backup quarterback last year and did pretty decent with him. Like, I think Hayden's looking it up right now. He looks like he's engaged with looking up with.
Yeah, I was looking at my computer
What's Curtis Samuel's numbers?
from last year.
Yeah, and then just to finish out this argument, we're talking about on that offense,
had
the 4 weapons on that offense.
4 receptions for 600 yards,
It's not too bad for having a backup quarterback throwing to him.
6 touchdowns.
Not too bad.
I mean,
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, that's about where CeeDee Lamb's probably going to be. It's probably exactly where CeeDee Lamb's going to be.
Curtis Samuel's a
I mean-
second-year player, not a rookie.
I mean, but that's exactly where, like,
A third-year player. Sorry.
yeah,
a
and he's
third-year
just
player.
going to get better this year. I feel like he's going to get better this year. He's going to have a quarterback that's not a backup throwing to him. I mean,
Okay, honestly, I consider Teddy Bridgewater a backup.
well, he's a starting quarterback in the league right now, so
Well,
before the season even starts, he's not getting the job because of injury, so that's hard sell there. But then we're gonna, like I'm saying, the last person on that list to compare the offenses is Ezekiel Elliott and Chris McCaffrey, which is identically a wash. So, like, they're 1 and 3. You can't say which one's gonna end up being.
Hey, you're not listening to
What
me.
I'm saying is the weapons for weapons. It's a similar argument, and that was the whole argument
Dallas
of this
is
argument.
Dallas is way better weapon.
Even Hayden just said it's a similar argument. So you're literally over here like
I mean, why do you think it's
being
not
wild?
similar?
Yeah.
Like, give me
Like, what is?
an
I
argument as to
think
why it's not.
I think just standalone, Amari Cooper is tiers above, like DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and Kurt Samuel, just off of strict like talent. He is a far and ahead more talented receiver, and same thing with Michael Gallup. Honestly, I think he's far more talented than.
So you're
either
a
of those
Cowboys
guys.
fan?
No, I'm a Niners fan. I hate the Cowboys, but
Doesn't sound like it.
I'm just being real here. Like,
You are in love. Literally 10 minutes ago in this podcast when I was talking about Amari Cooper, all you could talk about how inconsistent he was. And now he's a
Yeah,
far better
so-
receiver than your number 9 ranked receiver. This makes perfect sense.
see, no, I'm not, these rankings aren't talent based. They're fantasy production based. Those are two
Okay,
different things.
but how do you get fantasy points, Scott? By being talented and getting yardage. I mean,
Yeah,
and
no,
touchdowns and catches.
volume.
You're
volume
saying
and talent.
you're saying DJ Moore is going to have by far more numbers than
More, yeah,
Cooper.
he'll have-
But
he'll
yet
have
you're
more
saying Cooper's more
volume,
talented. So that
yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Well, I just don't think he'll see the volume because Michael Gallup and
I mean,
CeeDee
I
Lamb
agree with that point. I think Amari
are
Cooper
gonna-
is more talented than DJ Moore, and I think DJ Moore will finish higher in fantasy.
But is it like head
But-
and shoulders difference? I mean, I don't feel like it's that much difference.
I
I
think-
think
I think
it
Amari
is.
Cooper is better than DJ Moore. But I kind of feel like Robbie Anderson is a better receiver than Michael Gallup.
agree with
Yeah,
that.
okay, yeah.
I agree with that.
I don't.
And I think Curtis Samuel is better than CeeDee Lamb just because CeeDee
I
Lamb's a
agree-
rookie.
I agree with that too.
If you want to call the receivers a wash, then I think Carolina has a better running back than Dallas. So then I like as far as like pass catching and stuff, then I don't know. I think they're very comparable offenses.
Agreed.
We'll see. I don't think they're gonna finish anywhere near each other in
What do you
Okay.
metrics. Like I think Dallas
I mean,
is
they
gonna have
played-
a way.
That's not really a fair comparison. They play entirely like different rosters and different teams.
That's all. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't think that the NFC South defense is that much better than the NFC East, aside from the Saints.
The one thing about
Like-
the NFC East defense
But-
that gets me, or not just defense, but that,
And
that
the
whole division,
Eagles, like the Eagles have a good run.
that
I guess
whole
not-
the NFC East
Yeah,
is one of those divisions where literally you just don't know who's going to come out of it. I feel like every team in that
No.
division always ends up being mediocre, even when they're supposed to be good. And then
Last year, Dallas.
yeah, they end up being mediocre, and they end up just having these crazy battles with each other and pushing with each other and just constantly win loss. So that division is one of those, like, it's the most nutty division in the league, in my opinion. So I mean,
outside of the NFC West, yeah.
but NFC West is completely different because it's usually powerhouse teams. Like, one of those teams is usually good, and like we just talked about, and since 2010 to now, there's been like 6 chances at a championship for that division. So it's been a crazy amount of production there. On the East side, it's been completely different. I mean, it's just been absolutely mediocrity for 10 years, besides the one Eagles championship. So it's. Yeah, I mean, that whole division is different. So, I mean, comparing the defenses on that side, I definitely feel like Carolina's division is tougher. I feel like all those teams will.
I mean, outside of the Saints, but I don't think the Bucks and the Falcons have amazing defenses.
I don't think the Bucks are a pushover at all at defense. Honestly, I think they're solid. I think
were
they're
last
solid,
year.
and I feel like Atlanta has a solid defense. I feel like the only place they're lacking right now is cornerback.
Well,
So.
I mean, you're basing off of next year, right? Not off of last year.
Yeah, off of next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say last year that was not the case.
No, I'm talking about now that they
Right.
don't have Trufant. They're lacking at corner a little bit. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, but other than that, let's move on to the next movement here, which is pick 14. I said I already have Juju, so who's your pick 14?
And I already have Keenan. So.
And
mine's
Cooper. So we've already talked
right.
about all that, so I guess that's a good way to kill some time.
My 15's Cooper.
My 15 is Keenan.
My 15's Adam Thielen, so I think we just talked about
All right.
Thielen too.
All right, I got a new person.
Yeah, I got a new person at 16.
I've got a guy you guys have already talked about at 16, so you guys go ahead.
All right, so you can go, Sam. Just get it over with.
All right, I got Kenny G at 16. I just don't see a lot of production there. You already know that. First episode was a big old rant. I'm not going to get into it again. So
If you take away the one, I would agree with you.
Yeah. All right, at number 17, I got breakout star AJ Brown.
Oh, let's go.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I got him at 18, so we're not far off there.
I did not expect us to have that same 16.
I actually don't mind him at 16 at all, and I kind of wish I moved him up after going and checking out some more stuff on him last night. I actually really like AJ Brown. I feel like I really feel like he's gonna have that really good year, and plus he's pretty much the only reliable target for that weak arm of Ryan Tannehill.
It.
So, I mean,
Get out of here.
so I'm gonna take a little bit off of Scott's thing there and say he's really the only target over there. I mean, so I might as well go off Scott's theory and say he's gonna get 110 catches. So I mean,
I hope. Like last year, he only had 50.
No, I definitely feel like his numbers go up quite a bit from last year. I'm really got him more like the 75 to 80 catch range, maybe a little even higher, honestly.
I know the Titans lost Tajay Sharp. Did they lose anyone else?
They still got Corey Davis, I believe. That's the only other person.
They do.
Yeah.
They just didn't.
Yeah.
They just didn't
So.
pick up his option, right?
No, but I think they have him for one more year, so they didn't. Which again, picking up the option is not that big of a deal. It's like I said yesterday, they're not going to want to pay him. He hasn't been super productive to be paid as a top 10 right now. So I mean, like, it's not a really good option to pick up. So that doesn't even worry me that they won't re-sign him. I think honestly they might be looking to re-sign him just at a cheaper deal later on. But for that thing, I think the way AJ played last year took away a lot from Corey Davis, because I feel like he was the guy everybody wanted him to be. Like, we want him to be the number one and build into that spot.
Yeah.
And since AJ started breaking out, I really feel like now it's a chance for Corey to start catching some number 2 spots and catch some balls and actually build a little bit there. So I like him to come up a little bit as well. But I think it's definitely AJ's year, and as long as they can move off that quarterback they got over there and get a real quarterback over there, it'd be phenomenal. So.
Dude.
I can't. I'm out.
Yeah. Now you're trying to. Oh my gosh.
I mean, Ryan Tannehill's a waste of space. I mean, they're just wasting that roster spot. They could have somebody else on there.
Who would you want him to replace him with?
Shoot,
Yeah.
I could throw a better ball than Ryan Tannehill.
Teddy Bridgewater.
For sure, Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater is better than Ryan Tannehill.
Doubt.
Andy Dalton was there.
Hi.
He'd be pretty good. I mean,
Oh my
Andy
God.
Dalton's going to go try to steal the job from freaking Prescott. And I mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he succeeded. Just saying.
There's
I
a
think,
reason that Teddy Bridgewater has been a backup his entire career.
Teddy Bridgewater hasn't been a backup his whole entire career. He's only been a backup like
He started.
once.
He started one season.
Yeah, then he got
Yeah.
injured. And then got injured and came back and then played a backup role after he came back from injury. Like,
No,
He's played like
started-
6 years and he started one season.
he got injured and then was gone for
He was
2
injured
years.
for 4 years or
For
what?
2 years, and then came back and finally got to play, and it was
So
as
now
a
you're saying
backup
he's
for
a
the
shell of the
Saints.
man that he once was.
Yeah.
He's about to
And-
break
and
out.
You're saying he's injury prone.
No, he's gonna break out right here.
I think he's gonna break his leg.
Yeah.
I think Andy Dalton would have been a good spot for him over there in Tennessee, though. Personally, I think Andy Dalton deserves a starting job over Ryan Tannehill, personally. But back to the AJ Brown thing. I want to hear your thought process on it. I want to hear your side of it, because
Mine? I mean,
yeah, you both have him at 16. Go ahead and throw your pitch.
You go ahead, Scott.
big play guy. Like, he's like not like a Tyreek Hill, obviously, but like just
Not
that
at
type
all.
of take the top off the defense and just a huge physical body. Like, he had 1,000 yards with only 50 catches. Like that, like that.
Yeah, no,
that
he's nice.
That should speak volumes about how much of a playmaker he is out there. Like just a huge yards after the catch kind of guy. Like just bowling people. I think that's really safe for fantasy because it doesn't matter what kind of offense he's in, he'll still get yards.
Yeah, he's the only kind of receiver I would want to take from that roster, mainly because of how focal point they are on running the ball. It's hard to say I want to take any other guys off that roster receiver-wise because they're just not going to get those many targets or looks. Like, they're going to run the ball a lot. So, I mean, kind of wish he played for a different team because I feel like he'd get way more targets. But,
bro, you got to stop hating on my Titans.
Are you a Titans fan?
That's like my second team. I got affiliations with them. I'm bound to be a Titans fan.
Why you got affiliations with them?
My dad.
Oh. Let's go crazy.
He it's like the farm that he manages. They're owned by the owners of the Titans.
So you got season tickets.
If I had to pick a team that wasn't my Packers, I would have to take my talents to Tennessee.
So you got like season tickets over there.
No.
Yeah, you do. That no is like 100% a yes without saying it.
I mean, it's not like we have. I've been to like a couple games there.
All right, that's no, now it makes more sense on why you're a Ryan Tannehill fan.
Yeah,
makes more sense.
And why I got Derrick Henry up so high.
I mean, I got Derrick Henry pretty high. I mean, that's just being smart.
But yeah, I think like exactly what Scott said. AJ Brown was averaging 20 yards per reception.
Yeah, no, he's
phenomenal. If his targets go up 30, 40, his receptions will go up 20.
Yeah,
and
yards would go up 600.
Yeah.
I mean, I see him getting a lot more targets for sure. I just hope the defenses don't really just start. If they figure out a way to bottom up, that's one thing I'm worried about a little bit there. Because, like, he wasn't...
get shut down by Marshawn Lattimore, which was a little concern to me.
Yeah, I mean...
He also had a 50-yard rushing touchdown.
Marshawn Lattimore is a speed burner himself at corner. I mean, so it's one of those things that, like, there's a couple corners in the league that are just extremely fast. And when you're extremely fast and they're extremely fast, well, guess what? They already have a 10-yard jump on you, so you better be really fast. You know what I mean? So
if I had to like play devil's advocate and pick a downside for AJ Brown, I think it would be like the consistency. I mean, I know he was a rookie wide receiver last year, but it's like some games he'd have like 5 points, 6 points, 5 points, and he has like 60.
Yeah, like I said,
were those 5 and 6 point games with or without Tannehill? Because I know he had some really down games with Mariota.
With Mariota, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Post Tannehill, I think he like sort of flattened out.
I do know when Tannehill started. Hang on.
You're back on this Tannehill thing, man. I swear to God.
So Tannehill started, looks like October.
That sounds about right.
Let me go back to AJ Brown. October.
Like, when
so,
Tannehill took over,
he had like 2 or 3 bad games with Tannehill. Like one reception against the Chiefs.
That is kind of an issue, yeah.
1 reception against the Saints.
I mean, he was a rookie, and you can't really weigh all that on there and saying, is he going to be, down because of that? The week
after the Saints, he has 4 receptions for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Like I said, there's even Tyreek has these problems where if he goes against a speed burner type thing, I mean, you're a streak receiver, you're an over the top receiver. If you're going against somebody that's as fast as you or similar in speed, they've already got a 10-yard jump on you. They're already sitting back there waiting on you to run. So, like, you're not going to be 100% open every time, especially when you're going against people that are, really fast, like Marshawn Lattimore, like you were saying. So it's one of those things where it doesn't worry me at all. I just if you're going to draft him, you got to watch your matchups. If he's playing the Saints, I mean, it's tough to sit there and say.
Draft him.
I mean, what I'm saying is if you're going to draft him, you got to watch your matchups. I mean, if he's playing the Saints, it's going to be kind of a tougher matchup. I mean, as simple as that. I mean, but I like him. I like him as a receiver. I like him. He's good.
Moving on, or
yeah, we can go next guy, and this is one guy that's kind of near and dear to my heart a little bit. I really hope we have a good year, but I feel like the quarterback situation is not going to help us.
Oh my gosh, you do not like Drew
I'm
Lock at all.
I'm not big on Drew Lock, man, but I got Courtland Sutton. Courtland Sutton is.
I don't blame you for not liking Drew Lock.
Really? I think he should get a chance.
I mean, I feel like we're gonna give him a chance this year. It's gonna happen, but I mean, like,
he looks good enough to
I mean, I hope he pans out, and the next year I hope I'm praising him and saying he's a great fantasy quarterback. But right now I haven't seen enough that says he's worth it. He's had one good game in his career, and that was against the Texans last year, and that was it. I mean so
yeah.
and we went to
though?
overtime in that game, I believe. So like it's hard to say it was a great game because we had to go to overtime to even win it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those
Didn't he
things.
have like four starts though?
No, he started more than that, I think. But what I'm saying is
Well,
like
I just know that Denver quarterback situation has been a mess for
it's
a
been a
few
mess
years.
now ever since Peyton Manning. Like I said, it's hard to recap it, but like it's literally been, other than Peyton Manning wanting to come to Denver, it's been absolutely disgusting, and it's hard to even sit there and root for it. I mean, but we have with having the rookie receiver,
A solid player though.
with having the rookie receiver to maybe take a little bit of pressure off him, maybe make people play a little more honest on Courtland Sutton now.
Noah Fant as well.
Yeah, exactly. Make him play a little more honest on him. Now we have a dual-headed running back situation that's no longer Royce Freeman's big old unhealthy, never there situation. So maybe now we
So
can.
Garrett about that one.
Yeah.
Maybe now we can actually get the ball to Courtland, like where it's like more productive. I feel like his numbers last year were not bad at all for the situations we were in. I mean, with the quarterback changes and the change-ups and everything, and the offensive line not being healthy, I mean, like only having one real running back for half the year because Royce Freeman's constantly banged up. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, now I feel like we actually have that thing. We also got rid of, Emmanuel Sanders, which put a lot of pressure on Sutton last year. I mean, I feel like now he gets a chance to break out and show that he is the real deal, and I feel like he is, man. He reminds me so much of Demaryius Thomas, man, and I loved Demaryius Thomas when he was there too. So like it's one of those things where like I'm ready
I
to
had
see
Demaryius
him.
Thomas in fantasy when he was there.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I'm ready to see him like produce and break out. Now I just really hope we sign Cam Newton and that can happen. I mean,
Yeah, I have Portland at 18. I think
I have him at 19.
I'm not sure how
I think I'm gonna
your
move him to
quarterback
17, to be
situation is
honest.
gonna play.
I mean, it's just the play of the quarterback that scares me, man. Like that's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, if
I'm
we
not-
had if he had any like if this is 5 years ago and he had Peyton Manning, this man would be a top 10 receiver. You know what I mean, like Peyton would find him all day.
Yeah.
That's how good he is.
Oh, yeah.
He just doesn't have the quarterback play to do that. I mean, so he's got to play a lot of different kind of routes to make himself get open instead of just getting the ball to him in those kind of
The
situations.
dude's like a physical freak. He's
Exactly.
6'4", 220 with
Yeah,
like a
he's-
4.5 40.
He's insane, man.
He's like kind of like Megatron actually, like in terms
Oh, yeah,
of his
yeah.
stature.
yeah. But
I don't know. Time will tell. Like if the skill set is the same. I kind of
It's probably not.
Like,
Megatron's like a one-time
generational
athlete.
talent,
Yeah, it's like a
yeah.
one-time athlete. You know what I mean? We
but in
won't
terms
see
of
another
size,
Megatron.
it's there.
Yeah, no, speed, size, and just the jumping ability, the physical ability is there. But skill set, I'm not sure if he's going to be a Megatron-esque player, but he's definitely got all the physical traits to be it. I mean, for sure.
Yeah. The only reason I have him at 17 is quarterback.
Yeah, that's why I have him at
Yeah.
17 as well. Like if I said, if he had any skillful quarterback that I can say I trusted there, dude would be a top 10. I wouldn't even question it.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Probably, yeah, I'd agree.
So who's your 17 though?
I have Cooper Cup. 17.
Okay. So you already talked about
I-
Cooper Cup. So I mean,
Right before, like we
Did
got
did we
to
talk about
Cortland
Cooper
Sutton.
Kupp?
I had him
Yeah,
at
we talked
6.
about him yesterday.
Okay.
Right before we got to Cortland Sutton, I switched him and Cooper Cup.
Robert Woods?
17, 18. So
Gotcha.
like
It's a good swap. I think. I mean, I'm okay
yeah,
with it.
So, yeah.
I mean, I got Cooper Cup way higher than you guys, but I'm okay with that. I feel like Cooper Cup, like we talked about yesterday, could be really big or really bad.
I
mean,
just don't know what that Rams offense is gonna do.
I don't
I
know
was
what
just
he's
gonna
gonna
say
do.
So,
I don't know if he's gonna have a
So-
broken leg tomorrow or if he's gonna be fully healthy all year.
I'm not
I
really
mean-
concerned about injury, honestly.
I mean,
my 18 and 19 are Cooper Cup and Robert Woods, and I don't know what to do with either of them because I
Same
don't know what
here.
to do with that offense.
have Robert Woods as my 19.
Yeah, it's like,
Robert Woods didn't
I
make
don't
my
know.
top 20, but just barely. So
All
but
right.
like he could be in the top 20. Cooper Cup could be in the top 10, or Robert Woods could be like 15 and Cup's like 35. It's just like
it could. And Cooper Cup could also have a heart attack tomorrow. We don't know. So
Oh my,
like
Jeez.
he's been in the league 3 years, been injured 3 years. Like he's got injured every summer. It's like John Ross. Like I literally have a jersey right there hanging of John Ross that's signed. Great receiver, probably one of my favorite receivers in the league. Him, Juju are like my two like probably favorite receivers. But
John Ross cannot stay on the field.
But John Ross can't stay healthy. Like it's one of those things where like there's no way I'm putting John Ross in my top 20 because he's been in the league for 3 years. He has the skill set and the speed to be dominant, just like Tyreek Hill. But he can't stay on the field long enough to show it. And when he does show it in bursts last year, his first 3 games, he had 2 30-point games last year, which is insane. And then immediately was injured for half the season. Like the guy literally like changed his number last year and said it's a new me, new situation. I'm gonna do what I have to do, stay healthy and all that, and immediately boom, injured. It was just like, what the heck? But yeah, no, like
Yeah.
All right, moving on, I guess.
Yeah, number 18, I have AJ Brown. He had Cooper Kupp. We already talked about that, and you have and you of course. So we're gonna move on to number 19 then, and this is a guy that like I'm only on my list because of Scott. He hyped him hard last year. I had to go with him again.
Who's this?
I mean,
What team is he on?
He is a Miami Dolphin.
Oh, got Parker on there.
I got Devontae Parker on my list. It's all because of Scott. So
I need to move him up on my.
He made 19 on my list, and I really feel like for how good he was last year, 19's shafting him honestly. But there's just so many good receivers, man, and he's gonna have a rookie quarterback. I just don't know what's gonna go on down in Miami. You never know. I mean,
Fitzpatrick is the day 1 starter. I'd put Parker in like top 50.
So
maybe. Top.
If Fitzpatrick's the day 1 starter, I'm putting him at like top 25.
I don't hate Devontae Parker at all, so like don't like misread this, but he did have a good year last year. But how do you explain like the years before that?
Adam
Gase. I knew he was going to say that.
That's how I explain it.
I got him so high because Scott has talked him up so much, and he's talked down on Adam Gase so much that he's convinced me that Parker's going to have a good year this year. So
Gase made Le'Veon Bell irrelevant. Like
no, Le'Veon Bell made himself irrelevant by sitting out a year
not.
and getting fat and gaining 25 pounds.
I think I agree with both of you. I don't like Adam Gase. I don't think he's good at what he does, but
I can't put that all on him.
Lev Bell kind of did that to himself.
Yeah, Lev Bell literally sat out a year, gained 25 pounds, and got slower. Is it Adam Gase's fault that he didn't move the ball like he did the year before? Not necessarily. Also, the offensive line was horrible. The offensive line was horrible.
And his O-line was
so,
bad.
I mean, like, I can't say it's all Adam Gase's fault, okay? Lev Bell had probably 50% of the problem there.
Lev Bell was like on the highest scoring offense in the league for like 4 years. He's like, no, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, literally, if he would have just stayed on the Steelers, we're talking about a Steelers team that is and has a chance to become like look at them last year with freaking
they
Rudolph.
been a Super Bowl team
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look at last year.
Stays them healthy.
Last year, without Ben being healthy, they're still 8-8. Third string quarterback, they're 8-8. I mean, their defense is insane. Their offense has plenty of pieces. Their O-line is freaking stout. It needed a great running back and the dual-headed one with him and Connor. It needed AB to not go crazy, and you're talking about a Super Bowl caliber team. Like,
well, they kind of had that, and then it just never panned out.
They could just never beat the Patriots ever.
Well, what I'm saying is like
sometimes the refs help them because Tom Brady's got deep pockets, but it's fine.
What I'm saying though is like I feel like after the Juju built up last year or the year before last, they would have looked pretty good this last year. Last year they would look pretty good if they would have had their team the same way the year before and stayed healthy. But
like Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football, that Steelers Patriots game.
Yeah,
week 1 they got bamboozled.
Yeah, but
when a touchdown just doesn't count.
But back to the Devontae Parker thing, I just feel like it comes down to how well the rookie's gonna play. I really feel like if Tua plays the way we expect him to play, Devontae Parker is gonna be there and good. But I feel like it's that's why I have him at 19. I feel like it could be one of those things where like he could play really good, as a rookie quarterback, and then Devontae Parker's getting crazy numbers and looking fine. But it could go exactly the opposite way. Like it's I think it's like a 50-50 chance there. I feel like that's one of those things where you just never know how the quarterback play is going to go. So 19 I feel is a good landing spot for him, but I definitely feel like me and Scott talked about in the past that next year not this upcoming season, but next year, the Dolphins are going to be on that train to win that division. And I feel like it's going to be off the back of Tua and Parker for sure. So,
And I think like this year, I think because of last year, I think this year Parker's draft stock is going to go up like too high for me, and I'm not going to take him where he's going to be drafted just because the past 4 years it's just been fantasy irrelevance. Like I've picked him up like on waivers before and like tried to play him, and it's just like nah.
yeah, and I can see that. I can see his stock going crazy high. I can honestly see him getting drafted late second, early third, and that's just way too high for him. He's a 4th round pick, and maybe a 5th round pick, honestly. So somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But he's a very serviceable 4th round pick, 5th round pick for sure. So I think his numbers are going to be good. And this is that's just me. So hopefully his numbers pan out.
He had like 9 touchdowns this past season, solid season. In the past 4 seasons before that, he had 9 touchdowns total. It's just
I'm not
such a
saying
big contrast to me.
I'm saying
like,
last year was his
Well,
year for
yeah.
sure. I mean, I'm saying like I hope it's going to carry on to next year is what I'm
I
saying.
mean, that Miami team though, like honestly, they've even though like they still got the 5th overall pick, they look significantly better than they have in years
that was
past.
the
Like,
weirdest tanking season I've ever seen.
It was like they looked good, honestly.
Yeah.
They were tanking though. That's for sure.
Yeah, it was a pretty weird season. So who you guys have at 19?
Robert Woods.
I have Robert Woods. Yeah.
Okay, so that's all you guys running down. Robert Woods, let's go.
I think Hayden broke it down perfectly. I don't know what to do with him. Like he's a good receiver. He could be he's been in a good system.
What's good about him and Cup is both of them are gonna get more work this year for sure. So I mean, like without Cooks there, you're looking at a lot more production out of both of them probably.
Well, I would say without Gurley there too, but they didn't really use him out of.
No, they didn't use Gurley last year to sit there and say he's really going to be a factor on that. What's going to happen?
They just stopped passing it to him.
Yeah, they
really weird.
Well, they just stopped giving it to him completely. I mean, like Gurley
he got carries. He got carries towards the second half of the year, but he didn't get receptions at all throughout the year.
So, yeah.
Robert Woods last year finished like I think almost top 10 in receptions.
Yeah, he was.
He finished 11th in receptions and like 15th in total yards. And the part that
he was like 14 or something. Like
the part that like annoyed me about that is he was like I tried to start him every week and it was just not working out. And then I could finally bench him and then Cooper Kupp gets hurt and then from then on he just went off. So like once Cooper Kupp wasn't taking all the targets away, like Woods has that talent to be an elite wide receiver.
That's partly why I really feel like Cooper Kupp is going to be the guy because with them both healthy, you saw more production for Cooper Kupp anyway because that was Jared Goff's guy. You mean so?
Yep.
So we'll see though. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
all right.
I just think with Gurley gone, that team's gonna be more and more pass heavy now.
Yeah, no,
so
for sure.
I think they're both gonna get upticks. Cooper Kupp is still gonna be the better, but I think Woods will still be relevant.
Yeah, no,
right now, I have them ranked at 18 and 19, Kupp and Woods respectively, and I know they're not gonna finish like that. Like one of them's gonna be like 11 or like 6, somewhere up there, and the other one's gonna be like 19 or 20.
Yeah,
like you just gotta put them both.
I don't know where to put them right now, so they're both just there.
One hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, so number 20, I'm pretty sure is unanimous by all three of us. I think.
Yeah, probably.
So
I think
we talked about it before. Yeah.
Odell. Yeah.
Just because I couldn't not put a top 20 and
not
have him on it.
Exactly the same point for me. Do I think he's going to be a top 20 player? Maybe. I mean, but it's Odell Beckham, and it's one of those things where, like, if you can snag him later in the draft because of how bad he was last year, it could be the steal of the draft. I mean, honestly.
I'd take a shot on that, honestly.
Yeah, like, for sure. Like, I think last year he got drafted in the second round in our league. That won't happen again. I mean, if it does, somebody's absolutely insane.
Or in love with him.
Yeah, one of the two. So it's one of those things where, like, Odell is going to be valued really bad this year because of how bad last year was. And it wasn't that he was injured or anything. People could argue new system, whatever. But he's playing he's playing the same system he played at LSU with his best friend, with Landry. So, I mean, it's one of those things where, like...
My argument for the lack of stats is their quarterback.
Baker, dude. Yeah, I'm not really...
He's just bad.
I don't like Baker Mayfield, really. I mean, I'm not an OU fan. I mean, I really can't stand OU. So
You can ask Scott, like, even off the show, I hate everything about Baker Mayfield.
He
Oh,
does.
and I agree. I mean, I don't like Baker, and I feel like the way he played last year did not show, an NFL quarterback, especially the one that everybody tries to hype him up to be. I mean,
Yeah, he definitely didn't play like a number 1 pick.
no, not at all.
He threw
not at all.
21 interceptions and
So-
22 touchdowns.
I don't understand that. I
like-
don't understand how he throws so many interceptions when he has
2/3 Jameis.
probably
You
the
have, like,
best
The
1-2
most
punch.
But yeah,
I mean,
you have like the best weapons in the entire
I mean,
National Football
You've
League.
got like the best 1-2 punch at receiver that
And a
that
1-2
most
punch at
teams
running
have.
back.
That most teams have. I mean,
and
his-
now their tight end last year was Njoku.
and
He's a solid tight end.
Njoku's good. I mean, I would say Njoku's probably like top 10 tight ends in the league for receiving tight ends. I mean,
And he has Nick Chubb to like.
I
Just,
mean,
they have to worry about Nick Chubb on
and
every
Kareem
play.
Hunt,
And they have Kareem Hunt
and their
Austin
offensive line's
Hooper.
good. And their offensive line's good. It's
And I bet you
insane.
Baker still won't throw for 4,000 yards.
It's insane how bad he was in an offense that is built for him to flourish.
Yeah.
I mean,
If
Really
there was
dumb.
ever like, I guess that's not really his rookie season, but like I don't know, I feel like kind of felt like his rookie season because it was like a fresh start with like just a whole new
yeah.
like
I mean,
set of weapons.
His first season starting week 1.
it's one of those things that where like if you were to plug any of the top quarterbacks into that system, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, they're gonna win a freaking Super Bowl with that system.
Yeah,
Like they have
It's
too
like-
much power there to give any good quarterback that power. I mean, they're gonna win. I mean, it's just gonna happen.
you see these like rookie quarterbacks like super talented out of the draft going to like these like kind of crappy teams, like the Bengals or like the Dolphins or the Jets or Bills or someone like that. You're like, oh man, that kind of sucks. Baker gets put in like this fantastic spot to do like incredible things, best like chance a rookie could ever get, and he just nothing.
Basically,
1-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio,
Basically.
and he's out here blaming the medical staff after
Yeah.
games. Oh.
And then
Yeah.
and then after that, after his rookie year, after he gets, I mean, like the Browns have been
the rookie touchdown.
the
record,
Browns
though, right?
have been.
I think he
I'm
did,
not
yeah.
sure about that. The Browns have been historically bad. Okay, in the last 20 years.
yeah, that's like
Yeah.
a
And
losing
that's-
culture.
and that's fine. But when they got Baker, they just came off of back-to-back drafts where they got Denzel Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett to make that defense insanely strong. You know what I mean, their
Especially if they
linebacking
have
core,
helmets in their hands.
their linebacking core had gotten really good. They developed safeties, and then they drafted 2 young ones. So their defense has been nasty. It's been like a Madden fantasy. Everybody that
Yeah.
wants to load in automatically wants to pick them because their defense is so young and talented. It's such a buildable situation, and they
Yeah.
progressed so well in real life in those last couple of years. Where Myles Garrett's feared not just because he snacks people in the head with a helmet, but just because he's insanely good. Denzel Ward is ridiculously fast. We're talking about Marshall Lattimore a second
he-
ago. I mean,
Fast.
Denzel Ward is ridiculously fast and good. Like, it's insane. It's one of those things
Yeah,
where like
the amount of talent on that team is
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's crazy how bad they are for how good
Dude,
they
it's
should
just
be. I
Your
mean,
franchise, man.
in like 2014, 2015, everyone was talking about how like the Steelers might be the most underperforming franchise in NFL history
no,
because-
it's the Browns. I mean,
because they had like all those offensive weapons, and if Baker doesn't take them to the playoffs this year, like a deep playoff run, then no question this is
It's
the
at this
most
point.
underperforming franchise.
It's at this point because this is his 3rd year. It's at this point he has literally 1 shot now.
yeah.
Like he had 3. He has 1 left. If he does
Oh,
not,
no.
if he does not perform this year with that offense, he's gonna get freaking traded next year or not re-signed next year.
Yeah.
That will be it. I mean,
You're gonna be a
they're-
backup somewhere
I
next
mean,
year.
exactly. The Browns fans they're used to losing, but they're not used to having this much talent and losing, and they're not forgiving.
Yeah.
Browns fans do not forgive. So, I mean, you better do something with Odell this year, and that's why Odell should be in everybody's top 20 because it's gonna
Yeah.
be freaking Baker's last chance to get Odell going, and Odell is by far, in my opinion, this might be a stretch, but when you say for like size and skill ability, like he is one of the best at being a receiver that's like that size, like that little
He's only
perfect
5'11",
yeah, perfect little ball of energy there. You know what I mean? Like I don't know exactly how to explain it. Like he's insane at what he does at his size and skill. I mean,
I don't love OBJ's like personality. I think
he's arrogant,
super cocky, and arrogant. But his talent is just.
But his talent, it's unmatched. There's nobody else at that. Like basically, where I was looking for is like pound for pound type thing. I mean, like for his size and like all that, there ain't nobody better at that. You mean? The only receivers
that boat trip to Miami before they went up to Lambeau for that playoff game when he dropped 2 touchdowns. I've never been happier in my life.
I mean, the only people that are better than him, if you look at them and say they're definitively better than him, like Julio, Adams, Calvin, any of those, they're all huge. They're all big threats. They're all 6'3", 6'4". None of them are 5'11". I mean, there ain't nobody at 5'11" that's better than Odell. I mean, he's got the best hands. He's got the best routes, the best reads. Definitely. It's insane. I mean,
hands down, got the best hands.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he might just have the best hands in the league overall. I mean,
I think Hopkins does.
Hopkins is insane too, but like again, he's also 6'3".
Hopkins does have good hands. Also, we can't not say Michael Thomas because he just set like a record.
Yeah, Michael Thomas too. I mean, but I'm talking about like his
Hopkins and Thomas are both bigger than Odell. Odell's
that's what I'm saying.
Under
like
6 foot.
Yeah, I'm saying receivers under 6 foot, there ain't anybody better. And like hands, like the ability to catch, or just the insane catches he does, he has, in my opinion, the best hands. You mean? Yeah. Like I don't see.
Were you about to say that Michael Thomas doesn't have good hands?
I don't think not.
I liked it better when you were frozen.
The same. I don't think he's in the same tier as like Hopkins or Odell, but. Dude, have you seen like look up like Hopkins like career top 10?
No, Hopkins is insane too. But
insane.
Look at Michael Thomas. They're a little
Hopkins is insane too. But like I was saying, like Hopkins is also 6'3". Like him and Julio make catches that you just don't see by people that size. You mean Odell makes catches that you just don't see. You know what I mean? There's a difference.
You don't see either.
I don't feel like Hopkins is as good though. I'm saying like if I'm rating him to 100 being the best you can do. Odell's 100 on catching, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, let's say it's spectacular catching, like craziest catches. I gotta give like Hopkins like a 97. Like it's insane, but it's not 100 in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think either one of them are really matched on who's like on anybody better than them at spectacular catches. But
let's see.
That's it. That's top 20 right there, though.
Yeah.
Another episode down. Anything else you guys want to say on Odell before we end this?
I'll take a shot on him.
I'd draft him in 5th round.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Like I'd be taking that gamble too. I mean, I'm not gonna do it in the 2nd round like last year, but definitely.
That's right. Yeah, Odell and AB were your first 2 receivers. That's rough.
On a side note, let's be honest though, straight up, any other year in fantasy football, Odell and AB, great receivers.
I mean, yeah.
Any other year wouldn't be able to draft them both.
I literally got them on the worst possible year ever. And then it's not even like any other year I wouldn't be able to draft them both. Literally, I got them. No.
AB and Odell have been like the 1 and 3 off the board, pretty much.
Yeah, but I got them. I didn't get I had the. Like our draft last year was straight crazy, so like it was.
You had
insane.
20 and 21st pick.
Yeah, so that's why I got them both.
If it was the normal AB, I would have taken him in the 1st round.
What I'm saying though is, like getting them both wasn't because of like they weren't injured or anything like that. They were both healthy and good to go at the beginning of the year.
New systems, dude.
And everybody wanted to gamble on the new system thing. No one wanted to take that gamble, and I was like 100% in on it. And yeah, it backfired. But in all honesty, when he went to the Patriots, I was hyped. I was.
I know you were. And then he got cut, and then I was laughing at
16 points his first game. I was like, let's go. I mean, he sat on my roster till like week 10. Like I was like refusing to cut AB.
Oh, you were
I was praying, man. I was sitting there going like, I need AB. I honestly feel like we run it back to the beginning of that year before AB and Odell just completely sucked it up. If they played the year, like if they played to their potential levels, my team would have been nasty. Like it would have been nasty. But
if and buts were candy and nuts, the Browns would be in the playoffs.
I'm just saying, if they would have played to their potential levels, I would have been freaking nasty. That's all I'm saying. All right, guys, that'll be the end of the show, though. I hope you guys enjoyed the wide receiver breakdowns for part 2 of this. We will be bringing you guys quarterbacks next episode, or are we going to do tight ends? What are we doing?
We'll have an off-cam discussion about
Okay.
that, but probably quarterback.
So that will be out on Wednesday. So, as always, guys, hope you guys liked the video. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us your feedback. Like I said, we always want to hear your comments on what's going on. And if you guys don't like our opinions, let us know. Our Twitters are all linked in the bio now, so go ahead and just hit that up. So, yeah. Also, I think me and Scott haven't really talked about it, but I think we might be keeping Hayden on full time. So, I mean, his first name's Michael too, so it still works with the Michael Scott thing. Because I'm
the
Michael
Squared Scott show.
Yeah, I'm Michael. He's Michael. He's Scott. We just call him Hayden. So, there's a backstory to it. We weren't going to explain that right now. But yeah, always, guys, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Later.